Welcome to MMA on the Rocks. My name is Bill Welker, and you are listening to Picks and Pours, episode 55, where we're going to break down the main card of UFC Fight Night 255, or UFC London, as most of you will be referring to it as. Today is Thursday, March 20th. And before we get into the MMA action, let me introduce the man who will be making the picks from all the way across US 19. Matt the Mechanic. What's going on, Matt?
Not much, Bill. I'm over here looking at the new research. Did you see the new news?
What is it about?
About the pyramids.
No, I have not seen it.
Apparently they did some scan underneath them, and there's like these wells wrapped in with metal that go down 630 meters. Larger than the pyramids themselves.
What's that in American measurements?
I don't know.
What's 630 meters in feet?
2,066.
Meters is 2,000.
2,066. Siri was faster than you.
I don't think so.
Yeah, she was. She was on it. And she heard the question later.
It's a very odd thing. Take a look at it. If anybody's watching, give me your theories in the comments.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of theories, right? There's a theory that like there was a race of human beings like way more advanced than us that were around, and they somehow got wiped out.
Now you're talking my language, Bill.
And the human race started over.
Yeah, you're talking about Tartaria. I think that's pretty probably what's going on. I always thought the pyramids were more of an industrial thing than a monument. I think they probably served a purpose, and when they figure out what's going on under there, that might help.
Yeah.
I think it's how they made their fertilizer myself.
It is pretty incredible, not just how they move those things around, but how they cut the stone so clean.
Have you ever been there, Bill?
I have not.
Oh, I have. That's pretty impressive.
I got to check it out. I did see Gru try to steal them.
I'm kidding. I haven't been there.
Oh. I did see Gru try to steal them in one of the Despicable Me movies. In any case, Matt, you'll be happy to know I am the proud owner of 6 chickens now. The family and I went on a wild goose chase for these chickens. It's so hard to find chickens in this day and age since the last administration killed off so many birds due to some bird flu conspiracy. But in any case, we put our flock together. Pretty good group, I gotta say. Hopefully they all turn out to be hens. Otherwise, we're going to be having some rooster soup. But yeah, I don't know if anybody can hear them, if the microphone's picking them up or not, but they're chirping away downstairs. And my daughter's so excited. She hasn't left their side since we got them home.
I'm sure it's an exciting day. So like 6 months, you'll have some eggs.
Yeah, give or take. And the breeds we got seem to be like some pretty good egg layers. So we're looking forward to it. Now I just got to start hauling ass and finish building this chicken coop outside.
I've seen the pictures. It looks quite extravagant.
Thanks.
The fanciest chickens on this side of Tampa Bay.
It's a chicken mansion. These chickens are going to be a lucky little flock here, because they're definitely going to be spoiled in this family.
It's going to give the coyotes a nice big place to lay while they gnaw on your chickens.
There's going to be no coyotes getting in here, and if they do, you're going to have to give me some gun recommendations.
I don't think you can shoot coyotes in your.
I'll shoot a fucking coyote right in the mouth.
I don't think you can.
I'll shoot that goddamn coyote.
I think it's protected, actually.
I'll throw him right off the roof, and he'll do like the Looney Tunes cartoon, hold up the sign that says help.
Man, they fire off a gun in that neighborhood, the police would be there fast. Everyone would be like, what the?
Oh, yeah.
It's not, you don't hear much random gunfire around your house.
If I light if I light a campfire in my yard, I hear the fire engines going immediately.
Yeah, they just start
Yeah,
priming the pumps.
people report everything around here, motherfuckers. All right, what? While I'm ranting about people, let me get into this, but we'll get to the fights. I need to talk about Gordon Ryan fans.
Oh, you're speaking to one.
And how obnoxious they are. So Gordon Ryan was on Jake Shields' podcast, and I follow Jake Shields on Instagram. We've hung out together. I've done shots with him. Jake Shields is a good dude. You know, I say what you want about his political opinions and all that. I know he's deep into that stuff, but as far as my interaction with him, he's a good dude. We did shots of Jameson together, and we had a really cool conversation after Nate Diaz beat Michael Johnson in Orlando several years ago. So Gordon Ryan's telling some story about how he started grappling when he was like 7 or 8 at a daycare. And he goes, "Yeah, I was 7 or 8 years old, and I was at this daycare, and we basically started doing King of the Hill, where we would grapple each other, and that's kind of where I fell in love with grappling." And I'm listening to this, and I'm like, he's going to daycare when he's 7 years old? That doesn't sound right. So I put a comment on there, and I said, "Are you sure you were 7 or 8 years old? Because you said you're in daycare. That's first grade." Because my daughter's 7. She's in first grade. That's why I know that. Gordon Ryan answered me, and he said, "Yeah, it was an after-school daycare." So then it made sense. I proceeded to get a bunch of comments from Gordon Ryan fans saying, "Wow, the man reaches such a level of success that even talking about going to school is getting hater comments or people trying to insult him." And I was so confused as to where the insult was, because I heard him say he was 7 or 8. And he went to daycare, and I asked him, like, "Are you sure you were 7 or 8? Because that seems old for daycare." And he answered me, and it made sense. I wasn't trying to insult the guy, but
You deserve it, Bill. That's what you get for commenting on shit.
I will destroy any one of those people that made a comment on there. And if it's one of you, come and find me. I'll put the challenge out right now. We'll meet at daycare.
Section, especially Gordon Ryan's comment section, seems to be pretty heated these days. Everybody's angry at everybody. I mean, you drive a Tesla around here, apparently you get yelled at and eggs thrown at you. But I don't know who was throwing eggs these days.
If any one of you Gordon Ryan lovers want to come step up and challenge me, that's going to be the thing that's going to get me back into combat sports competition. You come and find me, you little Gordon Ryan fuck nuts.
As long as Gordon Ryan himself don't show up.
Fuck him too.
Yeah, he's competed with regular people before. He did. Remember that ADCC a couple years, or no, it was IBJJF or something, where some poor fella got put in against Gordon Ryan.
I'll stand with him.
I don't know. You might stand under him. He's pretty big.
It's true. How big? What is he, like 6'2"?
Yeah, he's pretty big. He's a big guy.
Yeah. He's roided as fuck. I don't care.
I don't think he's roided anymore. He's not. I don't know when his next competition plans are.
I mean, he's like 30 years old, and he looks older than me.
I mean, I don't know. I guess he's just making a bunch of money off the instructionals and doesn't need to.
Northwest 425 says Gordon a huge steroid head. That's why he looks 50 years old, but is like 28. How old is he? Too old for daycare.
He's 6'2", 240, 29 years old.
Wait, what was the weight you just brushed over?
240, it says.
240.
I think that was in the roided days. I don't think
Holy shit.
I Oh, that one, not
And how old is he?
29.
All right, I take it back. I won't fight him.
No,
All right, Gordon, you're a little too big for me, but
I don't think he's that big though.
that's pretty fucking big.
I bet you he's 180 now.
No, he's not going from 240 to 180.
He doesn't look that big anymore. But Mr. Northwest 425, 6'3", 245, Bill.
Yeah, that's a big boy. Corn fed up in that Northwest, huh?
No, I didn't get that from being in the Northwest. I get him short and fat.
I mean, wait, what?
I mean,
Oh,
I guess
you?
I'm not, yeah.
I was gonna say 6'3" is not short.
No.
All right, so I won't fight Gordon Ryan, but I will absolutely fight any one of those people that said I was trying to insult him. Because like you can't, it's true, you can't even say, like, I had a legitimate question, like, was he misremembering how old he was? Because he said daycare and he said he was 7 years old. So I asked, and then people said I was trying to insult him. And
They're just trying to get, they saw that Gordon commented on your comment, and they're just trying to say something that he likes, so they might respond to you. They're just jealous.
well, we need to put an end to people being so brave on the internet. And that's why I'm putting out this challenge to fight anyone who commented on that post.
Well, maybe we can get Mayhem Miller to host it.
Yeah, it's going to be
Bring back Bully Beatdown.
Bully Beatdown revival. Let me be on the opening. I can't. Anyway.
I wish they'd bring that show back. I like me some Mayhem Miller. It's a shame he's on Adam Carolla's show.
I mean, there's a lot of shameful things that have happened in Mayhem Miller's life. But he was a fantastic fighter too. And Bully Beatdown was a great show.
Yeah, awesome idea. Funny show.
And he had some awesome fighters. He had Andre Arlovsky on there. He had Daniel Cormier. Like imagine doing that show now and some bully shows up and they got to fight fucking Poetan.
Oh shit. Yeah. It seems like the UFC's it seems like they're having trouble with the stars, and shit like that is what will help them come back, because I mean, it looks like the pay-per-view buys are in the toilet.
Well, that's because of ESPN, not because of the UFC. People can't buy the pay-per-view.
No, it's before that. I just think like we don't have the, we saw Connor at the White House this week, and it reminded me of how such a big personality he was, and that created all the buzz around the fights. And we just don't really have any of that anymore. All we have is Bryce Mitchell like sending out the prayer call to help him save him from his demonic dreams he's having, that there was a spell cursed on him. I mean, that's the big drama this week.
I mean, I'd be saying that too if I was about to get my ass beat.
I don't know. Bryce Mitchell can fight.
Yeah. But I mean, this can be a tough one for him.
I wonder what the odds are on that.
I don't know. Let's look at the odds of UFC London first. So I'm pretty excited for this card. You know what we need, Matt? And this is something we haven't had yet in 2025, I think, is a main event that delivers. Like, we just need one that's like really worth talking about. I mean, Imavov knocking out Adesanya, yeah, like kind of a changing of the guard type thing, but we haven't really had like a fuck yeah main event yet in 2025.
Yeah, I'm just looking. You're right. There hasn't been anything that great.
No. I mean the last pay-per-view main event was like, I pretty much skipped last week because I was bored of MMA after that main event with Poetan and what is it? Ankalaev?
They've we're going to burn through all my news, but that's already a rematch.
I hope it's not a pay-per-view. I mean, I know it will
Definitely going to be the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's the lightweight heavy championship, Bill. It's going to be the pay-per-view.
I mean,
that's what you're making my point. What I just made. There's no big star because Alex is probably the biggest one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, it shouldn't be a pay-per-view.
I mean,
meanwhile, Dana's like, that's our biggest card this year. It's going to be our summer big fight.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like Merab's a pretty big star. Sean O'Malley, they got some star power.
They don't have Conor Nate Diaz power.
No.
GSP.
But Conor Nate Diaz, that was like the attitude era of the WWE. You know, like if there was eras of the UFC, that was the attitude era of the UFC. That was the Generation X, like suck it era. And now we're kind of moving on to, all right, we're getting rid of steroids and we're getting rid of, I'm talking about WWE. Getting rid of like the colorful characters, and we're all about the athleticism and all that bullshit. And they kind of went through that, and people stopped watching WWE for a while. But anyway, let's talk about this card. So is the first fight on the main card Jordan Vucenic and Chris Duncan?
I think it's the one before that.
Nathaniel Wood and Morgan Charrier. I know these guys. I don't know Vucenic and Duncan.
Okay, so me too. Same.
Nathaniel Wood and Charrier is a fun fight. I like this one. I'm here for it. Featherweight bout. Morgan, the last pirate, Charrier, coming off of a knockout win over Gabriel Miranda. Before that, lost to Chepe Mariscal. And Nathaniel Wood, coming off of a decision win over Daniel Pineda, and before that had a loss to Muhammadjan Naimov. So I would imagine this fight's pretty close to even money.
Yeah, plus 120 for Wood, and Charrier is minus 142.
Yeah, so pretty close to even money. If I had to pick, I would have said Wood is a slight favorite. You got $1 on this one or no?
Yeah, I definitely see it the opposite of you. I'm taking the French dude. Nathaniel Wood's been hot and cold, but Charrier, however you say his name, is he's only lost that really close decision to Chepe Mariscal.
To be fair, I didn't say I thought Charrier would win. I just said I thought Wood would be the favorite according to the odds makers.
Okay.
You guys live in Oriana.
Where is that? I've never even heard of that.
I don't even know where that is. So, no. We live near Tampa. That's Florida, United States of America. All right. Jordan Vucenic and Chris Duncan. Pretty similar records. Vucenic 13-3. Duncan 12-2. I don't fucking know either of these guys.
Yeah, and the odds are this Vucenic guy is minus 455.
Oh, all right.
But I'm gonna take I'm gonna put $1 on this Duncan guy because he's a plus 350. I might be an idiot, but I don't know what the hell. This is the.
I mean, he won a last fight.
Got like fully coated in tattoos, but who knows?
So Duncan, 4-1 in the UFC, if you count the Contender Series, coming off a submission win in his last fight. And Vucenic, yeah, he's covered from chin to toes in tattoos.
But he hasn't got a UFC win, so what the hell?
Yeah. I mean, UFC experience versus no UFC experience, and you get that kind of number on it.
No, here's a Cage Warriors champ. Man, he's got a lot of tattoos.
Oh, Oriana is French, apparently. Would you move to Oriana? Ah, je te dis français en lycée. Okay. Molly McCann and Alexa Tainara. I want to say Tainara. Her nickname is even harder to pronounce. So she's Brazilian. Coming off a win on Dana White's Contender Series. Got a lot of submission wins. So 6 wins by submission, 11-1 overall. We know that Molly McCann is susceptible to being submitted, so she's going to want to keep this one on the feet for sure. She's lost 3 of her last 4, and she got submitted in 2 of those. Now, granted, one loss was to Erin Blanchfield, who's like number 2 or 3 right now, right?
Yeah. But I don't think the UFC, they must be done with the Molly McCann train, because this Alexa woman is a badass bitch that just likes to slam her opponent on the ground and beat her ass. Like, this is a terrible fight for Molly.
What are the odds? Obviously,
plus 205.
It's what?
Or minus 205. McCann is plus 170.
It looks like Molly McCann's going to say sayonara to the UFC.
Yeah.
Look, we're speaking French and Japanese on here, Matt. This is a global program.
Yeah, and I did look at Town Up, and it's not French. It's some racist. He's starting some racist crap.
Oh.
It's a South African white town.
So they don't speak French?
No. Anyway. Didn't we just talk about Holland?
Yeah, he fights a lot. This is a horrible fight for him. I mean, Gunnar Nelson coming off of a long layoff, but I mean, I see
Holland needs
Gunnar
to take a layoff. Jeez.
Gunner's probably gonna maul him here.
Yeah, but I mean, I bet Kevin's making $150,000 a fight.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't care.
He's striking when the iron's hot. But I agree. I'm going to take Gunnar here at the minus 130. And Kevin's not that big of an underdog at plus 110.
And that's probably because there was bigger numbers coming in on him, and people have bet on him, which has closed the line. But man, he's lost 4 of his last 5. His only win was that the fight over Mikhail Olejanchik, where he broke his arm and Herb Dean had to stop it. But before that, man, he was looking good. I mean, he submitted Michael Chiesa. He knocked out Santiago Ponzinibbio. He had that fun fight with Wonderboy, where if he wrestled a little bit, he probably, would have done a lot better. But then he got ragdolled by Chimaev. But
my favorite Kevin Holland fight is the Jacare fight.
Yeah, where he knocked him out from the bottom. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that was an ancient, long time ago. God, that was December 12th, 2020.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was right before that was right after Jacare was here in Tampa, like training for a while. Yeah, I'm surprised that the odds are as close as they are, but it's probably because the spread was really wide when this opened, and a lot of people immediately started putting money on Kevin Holland, and that closed the gap. Because otherwise I would have thought Gunnar Nelson would have been a much bigger favorite. All right. The co-main event, I love this fight. Carlos Ulberg against the former champ Jan Blachowicz. Ulberg is like kind of a newbie, but he's also 34. 7-fight win streak right now. He's got wins over Volkan Ozdemir, Alonzo Menefield.
Not much. Not a very strong schedule.
I mean, he knocked out Ior Potieria. He knocked out Nikolai Negamorano. And he knocked out Tafon and Chikwi.
Okay.
And he knocked out Alonzo Menefield. And he was in there with Ozdemir, who Ozdemir at one time was, he fought for the title, right?
I don't know.
So, all that being said, and I'm a big fan of Ulberg. I think he's definitely a hot prospect. I think Blachowicz just has too many ways to win and too much experience. Like
Blachowicz, you're gonna like that once you hear the odds too.
Yeah, Blachowicz just knows. He just knows how to win fights, and he did well against Ankalaev. He did okay against Poatan. I mean, there's just so much experience there. So yeah, what are the odds? Is Jan a big underdog?
Yeah, plus 240.
All right, so where's the dollar going?
Yeah, you nailed it. It's definitely going Jan. Ulberg's got all the momentum, and like Mark's talking about it. Could he be the next star? No, I don't think he could be the next personality star for the UFC, but he could definitely make a run at the championship, and we're going to figure out Saturday night if who this guy is, because this is a big fight for him. And
yeah, I mean he's undefeated in the UFC. He's a big dude. He's built like a fucking Greek god.
Does he speak English?
I mean, he's from New Zealand. Like, technically,
oh yeah, duh.
He speaks like some form of English. He doesn't speak the English that you and I grew up with.
Okay,
but it's technically it's English.
Well, maybe if he wants to be the next star, he needs to come up with a better gimmick than drinking out of a shoe like his countrymen.
But, I don't know. The shoey has to go. Let's bury the shoey.
They speak limited English.
Yeah, Mark Fellow says they speak limited English over the ditch there. So talking about the journey from Australia to New Zealand, I assume. Yeah, it's got to be similar to like the way people here in the United States, like the way people in Louisiana speak. It's English, but it's not.
Or Memphis. You ever heard somebody from Memphis?
Yeah.
Particularly a certain culture. Man, I don't know what the hell they're saying.
Or Boston.
Yeah, my boss is Boston, so I just hear like nails on chalkboard. I hear a Boston accent.
Like, hey, Matty, you fix them fucking cars yet?
That's exactly what he sounds like. I can respect it though. As much as I can't stand his accent, that's how he talks to me, and I appreciate a man like that.
Yeah. He's like, hey, we gotta park them fucking Audis out front.
Yeah.
We gotta get these fucking cars out of here.
Man, I forgot this guy was good looking stud.
Ulberg?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he wears that fucking teeth necklace. Yeah.
Damn.
Scary dude. If he comes out and does a haka like on his walkout, or like while he's in the cage, I might change my mind and pick him because that shit scares the fuck out of me.
Yeah, there's something weird about that. Oh, I just remembered something I wanted to bring up about last week. I know you didn't watch it, but did you see a clip of your buddy, the cornerman that likes to just spit water in somebody's face, in this fighter's face? It happened again.
Who was he cornering?
No, it's the same guy. It's this I don't know. He's European fighter. He's a heavyweight, and man, he just he did it in the after they put the shit on the face, which I'm wondering I wonder if they got something in that water.
No, probably not. He'd probably just like spitting on people.
It's the oddest thing. I always thought it was funny the coaches that like would smack their fighters in the face a bunch of times and shit. But how weird is it?
Like Clay Guida's brother used to beat the shit out of him before he used to be like,
that's what I'm thinking of. But like that makes more sense than just spit in my face.
Well, think about it though. Like, wouldn't you be pissed off if somebody spit in your face?
Yeah,
like
if I didn't know the person, but if it's my coach, I mean,
right.
You're not gonna...
but you're just about to go fight somebody, and somebody you know, like your coach walks up to you and just like, all right, now imagine it was that guy that did that to you.
I don't know. That seems silly to me. That's all an Instagram reel, guys. Like he should be kicked from the UFC immediately because he did it, and like there's like people standing behind it, and they clearly get misted with this shit.
It could be like a whole strategy. Like maybe there's coaches that go like, "Hey, that guy was like checking out your wife backstage." You know,
maybe, but it's still not as weird as the mouth kiss from Dricus du Plessis with his coach. That's the weird one.
Oh yeah, and his coach like grabbed his cock too.
So
yeah,
man.
Listen,
but I mean, think about how many in our small. Well, you've trained with a lot more fighters than I have, but I mean, I've met 50 fighters, and at least 30 of them are completely nuts. You know, they do weird things.
Yeah, and coaches usually are too, but and I may be in that category myself. You know, I actually no, I'm pretty calm in the corner, but as many fighters as I've cornered, I have never once checked one of their cups like manually.
Isn't that the ref's job, or it's for the...
So I've also been a referee, never touched a fighter's cup. I ask them if they have it on, and then they will knock on the cup to show me that they have it. So in all my years of experience as a referee, as a corner man, never touched a fighter's cock. Maybe I've been doing it wrong, but
I don't. You got a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. You've touched someone's cock. I'm sorry. There's no way around it.
Listen, that's different. That's jiu-jitsu. That's what you do in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, touch people's cocks.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only reason to go.
Well, I particularly wear a cup in jiu-jitsu myself, but do you have to wear a cup in a fight?
So, I mean, technically, you should. However,
well, I know you should, but
all right. So I refereed a fight one time, and usually it's just like routine. I walk up to them, I look and make sure their gloves are taped and like their shin guards are taped. This is amateur. And I say mouthpiece, and they show me their teeth, and I say cup, and they knock on their cup. And I say good, and I walk to the other corner. So I walk over to the blue corner first, and I say mouthpiece. Shows me his mouthpiece. I say cup. He goes no. And I said, "You're not wearing a cup?" And he goes, "No, I didn't bring one." So I just said to him, I went and deferred to the promoter, and the promoter just said, like, ask him if he understands the risk he's taking. So I'm like, "You understand the risk you're taking?" He says, "Yep." So I walk over to the red corner, mouthpiece, cup, nope. I said, "You understand the risk you're taking?" He goes, "Yep." And those two slugged it out.
Did
No
they
low
kick each
blows.
other? No ball shots?
No, because they both knew, like, you get me, I get you. You know,
Yeah.
you take that low blow, there's like that 8-second delay before you feel
Mm-hmm.
like you're going to puke. So they both knew, like, if you get me, I got 8 seconds to get you back before I feel like I'm going to puke my nuts up.
8 seconds. That is one of the weirdest feelings. Man, we're talking about all kinds of weird shit before this main event.
Yeah. The worst I ever had it. So my brother's 11 years younger than me. A quick story, and we'll get to this main event. So in my house growing up, we had like a step down from the living room into the dining room. So I was standing in the dining room, and my brother, who was maybe 3 at the time, so that makes me 14. I don't know. He was 2 or 3. So I was 13, 14. And I'm standing there, and he walks up to the steps, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And he just kicks me like square in the nuts. Square, like a flush front kick, like kicked him right up into my throat. And I was standing there, and I'd say it was exactly 8 seconds before I felt like puking up. And man, I'll tell you, I'll never train without a cup.
Yeah. Why did he kick in the balls? What'd you say to him for real?
Nothing. He just wound up and sent one. And it was a good kick.
I think I'll get along with your brother pretty well then.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, now we
probably
get along.
deserved it.
We get along great, but I don't know what he had against me then. In any case, I won't train without a cup. And there are young fighters that just don't wear them at my gym, and they get hit a lot. So I have this one young fighter, Isaiah, who's training at our gym, MJM City Otong in Clearwater. He's taking his first MMA fight in a few weeks. And he got hit twice last night during sparring. And I was like, you've been training for like 4 years. Why don't you fucking get a cup and wear it? And just ignores me every time. So I can't feel bad for him.
Yeah, man, that was one of the first things I bought.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, when I'm rolling with people and I hit them in the balls, they'll be pissed off, but I don't care. You didn't wear a cup. It's your fault. I didn't mean to hit you in the balls. But yeah, and it just it's better. Like I don't want to.
My favorite thing to do is when somebody catches me and they're like, "Oh, sorry, I hit your cup," and I'll always say, "I'm not wearing one," and then I'll take their back. Anyway, this main event. So the former champ Leon Edwards and the almost champ Sean Brady. Leon coming off of the before we get into this, do you think Leon should have gotten a rematch against Bilal? Or do you think it was so one-sided that he didn't need to?
I don't know. I guess I really hadn't thought about it. I guess that's because Leon's not the most vocal guy, and I think he should have got it if he really wanted it, but I'm not sure if he wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's got a fight face Brady that's terrifying when he signed up for a totally different fight and jacked the JDM.
Mm-hmm. But is this short notice for Sean Brady?
I think it's one of those, they call it short notice, but it's whenever they announced who dropped out against Bilal.
Shavkat.
Shavkat. Whenever Shavkat got hurt is how long a notice it's been.
All right. So both of these guys have losses to Bilal Muhammad. Bilal kind of demolished Sean Brady. And Sean Brady was looking like he was going to be the guy. He was undefeated going into the Bilal fight and then just got dismantled, TKO'd in the second round by Bilal. And, he said since, like, he just didn't feel like himself. went on to submit Kelvin Gastelum and then defeat Gilbert Burns by decision. Despite Leon being the hometown favorite and the former champ, I would still think that Sean Brady might be a slight favorite here.
Correct. Plus or minus 155, opposite plus 130.
Okay. So it's a pretty close line, but yeah, I lean more towards Leon in this one just because he has the 5-round experience. He's just done better in front of better competition than Sean Brady has in the past. And he's got a little bit more experience at a high level. But Sean Brady can absolutely win this fight.
Yeah, I mean, Sean Brady grapples with the best of them. Like not just the best MMA guys. He's grappling with Craig Jones and all that crew. I'm leaning the same way towards Leon just because the way we saw him bounce back at the end of the Usman fight. Like I feel like we're just in the same type of situation where Leon Edwards is probably coming back with a vengeance, and I like the little plus money on him. But
Yeah.
Sean Brady is I would love to see the rematch between Brady and the champ, but
yeah, like if Brady shows up, like if he, I think it'll be hard for him to get a title shot off of a win here because he was not in the running for a title shot, obviously. The next title shot's probably going to go to Shavkat. So for him to jump ahead of Shavkat, he's going to have to absolutely demolish Leon Edwards. It's going to have to be like a highlight reel finish, I think.
Yeah, and more than likely his finish would be a submission, right? It wouldn't be some big crazy knockout.
Look, I mean, if he drags him to the ground and chokes the shit out of him in the first round, I say put him ahead of Shavkat.
Yeah, but we don't know how long Shavkat's out. You know what I say? I say if he wins, give him a title shot. If not, let's see Brady versus Ian Gary.
Isn't Ian Gary coming off a loss?
Yeah, but he would be coming off a loss as well from Shavkat. Shavkat can fight for the belt. I'd like to see Mr. Sean Brady beat up Ian Gary. Huh.
All I want to see is a main event that delivers. The first one of 2025. I would be happy with that. I think this fight has a lot of potential. It has the potential to be a dud also. It could just be Brady pressuring Leon Edwards and Leon just kind of picking him apart from the outside. It has the potential to be that kind of shit fight. But hopefully not. Hopefully it's, these guys slug it out. Maybe Brady drags it to the ground. Leon gets back up. Maybe there's like a crazy knockout late in the fight.
Headshot in there.
Huh?
A headshot from Leon Edwards. And maybe some isn't Leon's the coach the one that gives like the real motivational shit in the corner?
Yeah. He's like, pull your knickers up or whatever they say in England.
We got her. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. You know what else is a good one, Matt?
Whatever you're pouring, I'd imagine.
Yeah. This holiday soft red wheat, Rick House proof.
I think that's what you had last week, right?
No, last week I had the Old Bardstown. So this one, 116 proof, Rick House proof, holiday soft red wheat. This one's right in my wheelhouse. I'm a sucker for anything with this kind of reddish color. I'm also a sucker for wheated bourbons. This one pretty hard to come by, but you should be able to find it on the whiskey library. And my link will be Well, it already is in the show notes if you're on YouTube or Facebook, and it will be in the show notes for you audio listeners. But this is a fantastic bourbon. Nice high proof to it. I actually cut it with a little water before we got started here. But yeah, it's a really nice pour. And I think we made some really nice picks tonight as well. So you're going with the underdog Leon. You're going with Jan Blachowicz. You're going with Gunnar Nelson. You're going with Alexia Thayanara.
Correct.
And you're going with Vucenic.
No, Duncan.
And you're going with Morgan Chartier.
Yep. What the hell is that Alexa's middle or fight name mean?
Yeah, Google that real quick. And then when you're done with that, let me know what's a parlay worth on all 5 of your picks.
If the translation's right, that means it's middle class.
Berguesina. Berguesina. I'm gonna text my brother-in-law after this. He speaks Portuguese.
You should ask Alexa. I don't know. Okay, Brady Leon.
Yeah, put that parlay together. I'm curious. Like if we put $5 down on this parlay, what's that paying? 5-fight parlay. 6-fight parlay, even better.
10,418.
If you put $5 on it?
No, the $6. 947. I'm sorry, I hit $66. But still, $66 is.
Wait, if I put $66 on this parlay, I can win 10 grand.
10,418.
Shit. I got to get one of my betting things back on. Hey, Hard Rock Bets, can you approve my account already?
By Saturday, 4 p.m. Not 4 p.m. 12. I think 12 or 1.
Yeah, the main card starts at 1, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be working on my chicken coop.
There'll be a you can put on the Fight Companion and listen to it. Joe Rogan's doing a Fight Companion.
Oh yeah, who's gonna be on it?
This is the normal people. I think Eddie, Brendan, and it was supposed to be Joey Diaz again, but it's somebody else because Joey Diaz is going through some health stuff.
Yeah, I could see that. I love Joey Diaz though. Hope he pulls through.
Diverticulitis, whatever the hell that is.
Oh, that's nasty. That's what Brock Lesnar had.
Oh.
They had to remove part of his intestine. My grandmother had that too. It's basically like you can't eat anything with like seeds in it or anything sharp because they'll basically embed themselves in your small intestine and put a hole in it, and then it becomes inflamed, and it's excruciatingly painful. That's what ended Brock Lesnar's MMA career. That diverticulitis. He had to have like his whole colon and his part of his small intestine removed, I think. I might be exaggerating that, but it was something like that.
Well, I hope I'm well.
Yeah, good luck, Joey. That's fucking nasty. Yeah, good luck with that. All right. In any case, if you guys are coping with anything, I don't have a BetterHelp sponsorship. What I do have is a whiskey sponsorship. So the Whiskey Library. If you're looking for some rare allocated whiskeys, check out my link for Whiskey Library. It's down in the show notes. Don't use BetterHelp. Just get yourself a rare bottle of whiskey and enjoy that. And
yeah, if you got mental problems, keep that shit to yourself and drink.
Yeah, be a man. That's what you know. What I always think of. You ever see the movie The Departed?
I think so, but
Leonardo DiCaprio, Jack Nicholson.
Oh yeah.
There's a line from Matt Damon in that movie that always kind of resonated with me, where he's talking to the therapist who winds up being his girlfriend, and he goes, "I'm Irish. I can deal with something being wrong for the rest of my life." And I'm like, that's always, I think about that line pretty often.
Too much? You think about it too much?
A little too much, yeah. Because I relate to it a little too much. Yeah, I can deal with something being wrong for the rest of my life. All right,
I want to cut that out.
we'll end it on a high note here. I'm gonna go downstairs and see what the little baby chickens are up to, and that's it. Let us know in the comments if you agree with Matt's picks. So there's evidence after UFC London that he was right or wrong, and yeah, let's leave it there. Check out Whiskey Library, links below, all that good stuff. Make sure you're subscribed and follow, and all that shit I never say or talk about, but make sure you do it. Until next time, cheers, everybody. Goodbye.